folks, let me start out by saying this to you. If you picked up the Gleaner, and there's a story in the Gleaner, and you write about that story, quoting everything that's in the Gleaner, do you think you should be sued? Before you answer, I think you're going to tell me no, because the story didn't come from you. The story came from the Gleaner. You were just regurgitating what the Gleaner said.
Correct.
Well, I'm going to show you something that happened this week, and then you'll understand why we're smiling.
So why you starting at the end?
Hold on. Folks,
Uh,
there you go. Folks, this week, can everybody see that?
yes, man.
Okay. August 26th, 4 days ago, we received this letter from a law firm called Dabdoob and Company out of Jamaica. And they said that on one of our videos, we talked about their client, Mr. Paul East. And here are the things they've accused us of doing to Mr. Paul East in that video. They said, to be clear, the entire video is posted in such a manner that the statements and references to our clients are defamatory, in that they impute to our clients, inter alia, that they
Mhm.
are, and they say clients. One, that Mr. Paul East has improperly used his alleged personal connection with the Prime Minister to secure substantial government contracts for his own behalf and the benefit of companies with which he is associated. Two, Mr. Paul East is unprincipled. Three, Mr. Paul East breached his fiduciary duties as a director to the companies in which he's a board member. Four, Mr. Paul East is lacking in morals. Five, Mr. Paul East is manipulative. Six, says promote their own selfish interests over the national interests. I don't know what they're saying with six. I said the company and Mr. Paulies. I don't know about six. Seven, Neveast Supplies Limited and NF Barnes Construction and Equipment Company Limited improperly benefited from conflicts of interest, corruption, or unlawful self-dealing in the award of public contracts. And eight, our clients have engaged in corruption. Let me see what else they have. And then they quoted me. They said the following words are defamatory. There it is. All of these things that I said. Okay. Everything right there. And you know what? For those of you who didn't see that video, who haven't seen that video, it says here that I said that Mr. Paulis is affiliated with two companies which were awarded contracts of 190 million in a period of 5 months. That this is the man who the prime minister loaned money. The prime minister bought a boat with this man, and he gets contracts of 190 million in 5 months. That Barnes Construction and Equipment, that they receive contracts valuing 84 million to renovate buildings. And look who was the director of Barnes. Paul East was added as a director. Don't know if it's a coincidence, but things happen. Another contract, Barnes, contract value 7.1 million. The contract was awarded by Factories Corporation of Jamaica. Paul East is a board member. So he's a member of the company issuing the contract, and he's a member of the company getting the contract. And another one, the company called Neveast, owned by the East family. Managing director is Paul East. And people look upon the contracts where them get government contract totaling 777 million. And if you add up all the monies Paul East got from the government, you're talking over $1 billion Jamaican. This company that Paul East and his company owned, they got $750 million worth of contract. And he said these statements are not only defamatory, but are calculated to expose our clients to public scandal and contempt. And that
Mhm.
by innuendo, we have
Yes.
imputed our client and his companies engaged in corruption and were the beneficiaries of illicit political favors. And
Mm.
they go on to say Paul East is a well known and respected businessman, upstanding member of the community, pillar of the community, that the statements I made are wholly inconsistent with his long-standing reputation and achievements and are likely to cause further unwarranted damage to his personal and professional standing. We are again making clear to you, Mr. Rattigan, that this publication is dishonest, inaccurate, and contrary to the facts which are known and was available to you. Actually, when you say facts, it should be were available to you, not was available to you. And is therefore done maliciously with the intention of bringing our clients into disrepute, causing them to suffer damage to their good reputation and character and damaging their business trade. So this would have injured Mr. Paul East and his company. And here's what they're asking me to do. We are instructed to demand, and we hereby demand, that you, Mr. Rattigan, immediately remove the video from YouTube and any platform where it's been published or shared, that you cease and desist from publishing or repeating any similar false or defamatory allegations regarding our clients, that you publish a full and unequivocal retraction and apology in a form to be approved by us, equal prominence to the original publication within 48 hours of your receipt of this correspondence, and that you contact our offices for settling a sum for substantial damages for our clients' compensation. And failure to comply, Mr. Rattigan, with our demands will leave our clients with no alternative but to pursue all remedies available at law and in equity, including limitation proceedings for injunctive relief, damages, and costs, and this without further notice. And there it is, signed by Jalil Dabdoob. All right.
Well, signed on behalf of.
Yeah, for Jalil. Thanks. You're right. I stand corrected.
Yes.
Now, folks, those of you who know me, want to think this frightened me? Those of you who know me, want to think this frightened me? Really?
So,
here's what I'm going to do. I don't know if they sent this letter to the Integrity Commission, but everything they said that I said came straight out of the report. And I'm going to show you. I am going to show you. And this gentleman, Mr. Paul East, I hope you're watching, because I don't want you to get the news secondhand. I don't wish to be sued, but if you would like to sue me, please proceed. Please proceed. There are several things that you're going to have to be wary of. One of them is jurisdiction. Where are you going to sue me? Are you going to sue me in Jamaica? Or are you going to sue me in America? Does the court in Jamaica have the power and the authority to render an opinion against Rattigan, who lives overseas and has no assets in Jamaica, didn't make any allegations against you in Jamaica? So that's the first issue you're going to have. The second issue you're going to have, and it's a nice issue for me, it's an issue concerning this disclosure. You are going to sue me. And if you don't sue the Integrity Commission, then guess who's going to sue the Integrity Commission in the same lawsuit? I will. Because there's a process called discovery. And discovery means you have to turn over all the documents pertinent to the lawsuit that is going, all the documents that will help my case to prove that what I said was true. Now, here's the thing. Truth is a complete defense to any allegation, any lawsuit concerning defamation. If you can prove that the things you said that they were true, you're fine. But in addition to that, when you sue someone in a reckless manner, that person can also sue you. It's called a countersuit. And if the judge says, yes, you shouldn't have sued this person, and you've damaged this person, so now we're going to render a verdict against you. So Mr. East, and also Mr. East, just so you know, I was told not to even mention this to you, but I'll tell you this, Mr. East. We are looking had a complete background on Mr. Paul East and his businesses. And if the Integrity Commission is interested in that information, we can forward it to them. Because Mr. East, whether you believe it or not, you were and maybe still are being looked at by the Integrity Commission. And I'll show you that Integrity Commission, they're looking at you and your business dealings and your connections to the Prime Minister and his wife. Kevin, are we ready?
I don't think we've been more ready. Well, I have so many questions though, but okay, let's go.
No,
Let's go.
you ask the questions before we go to the document.
Okay, first of all, me, Kevin Stew, to you, Will Rattigan. How many years have you been practicing law?
Well, I was teaching law when I was in the FBI, and I've been practicing since 2017.
I see.
And then I
And how
was
long
practicing before, huh?
So combined, prior to FBI, while in the FBI, and since
If you can
combined.
count all of that, it's because as a legal advisor, you're talking 2017, that's what, 8 years, 9, 10, maybe about a dozen years.
Okay.
But the thing is, I've been around the legal profession because when you work for the FBI, you're constantly in court, you're constantly working with the prosecutors, yeah.
Okay. Would an experienced attorney
Hold on a second. Andrew said, Ratty, you did not advertise this program today. I couldn't put everything on it. And Andrew, you're right. I apologize, Andrew. I should have put this on it. So Rattigan is on the verge of being sued, and he's on the verge of suing somebody too. So and I'm known for. I'm known for suing people. So that's okay.
and so would you say that such a move like this would be that of an experienced attorney?
No, do you mean Mr. Dabdoob and company?
Yeah. So is it that
No, you don't
he's
know.
going to take up something like this just because his client says, "I'm paying you to do it, so do it"?
You know, I wouldn't. And here's why I wouldn't. What I would do is if someone came to me and they said, I want to sue Kevin Stew because he did this and that. First thing I would do, I would look at Kevin Stew and say, who is Kevin Stew?
Mm-hmm.
And then depending on what I discover, I may say, look, it's based on what you're giving me and who Kevin Stew is, this is not the lawsuit. Find somebody else, but I'm not the guy for it. Because here's what happened. This threat, and it is a threat, saying that you will do these things or otherwise here's what you're going to suffer. This threat doesn't do anything to me. In fact, I see it as a plus because there is information I want to get from the Integrity Commission and they won't give the information to me. I want to know everything that they have on Mr. Paul East. I want to know about everything they have on the Prime Minister. I want to know about everything they have on all the people that they mentioned in their report. They won't give it to me. But a lawsuit now, when Mr. E says, well, I'm going to do it, then what will happen is that either he's going to sue them or I'm going to drag them in and I'm going to say, I got this from you guys. So now you give us the documents and so I'm going to get the documents. And guess what? The whole world is going to get those documents. So now we're going to see what they have on Mr. Paul East and the others, including the Prime Minister. And it is going to be an interesting thing to watch play out. So I'm looking forward to it. So they sent me this, and it's there, and I've spoken to attorneys in Jamaica, reputable attorneys in Jamaica, and they said, "You know what this is? This is an attempt to shut you up."
Clearly,
they said this is an attempt to shut you up because if the information you got came straight from the Integrity Commission, and it's a public document,
correct,
then this is a waste of time.
They got some free advertising though.
Yes.
And company.
Indeed.
Not sure who going to hire them for their services. No, but they got some free advertising.
Professor Furman, who taught me real property, he would tell us that when you enter into a lawsuit, make sure that you know your opponent's case better than your opponent. He said, just don't focus on your case. Make sure you know their case better than they know their case.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get into court, you can school them. And so, Kevin, bring up this document and now let's show the people what I said and what the Integrity Commission said. And Mr. Paul East, I hope you're paying close attention.
And so it begins.
No, it's not
You
that
know,
one.
you had everything right at your fingertips. Oh, my connection went. My connection to your computer went.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
What was it? Oh, wait on it. Nope. This is it.
So this lawsuit. Oh, as I reconnect to Will's computer, ladies and gentlemen, this lawsuit actually stems from this document that we're going to be displaying right now that we've been talking about for the past couple, let's say about 3 weeks.
Yeah, let me take it down while you talk. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
for about 3 weeks now, we've been addressing this. Could be 4 since we got the document. Now, for those who have never been a guest, a classmate, a listener to this broadcast, there are a few things that ever since day one hold true. One, a question is not asked without the answer already being known. Not by me. I'm not the one asking the questions. This guy here beside me is not going to ask you a question if he doesn't know the answer to it. Officially.
Officially.
Officially. As we're talking, yeah, casually, he might. But officially, not gonna happen. And the second thing is, we are not going to be discussing on this broadcast collectively something that we cannot support with the documents. And if there's one thing that we're known for, it is to show documents. We haven't fabricated any. We haven't doctored any, except to maybe redact information to keep parties confidential, or to highlight information. Outside of that, you're getting it the very same way you'd get it if you requested it yourself. With that being said, now, Mr. Rattigan, I have to call you Mr. today, you know, and Sir. Because please.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Counselor. Now, folks, what we're going to do, we are going to go through a report, and everything that I just read to you and you just saw from Mr. East's attorneys, judge for yourself. This is an IC report. Now, this came from the affidavit of Craig Beresford. Who is Craig Beresford? Craig Beresford is the Director of Information and Complaints over at the Integrity Commission. And his job is he receives all of the statutory declarations, and his job is to make sure that they're compliant with the rules, and then he certifies or he recommends certification. But if he finds issues, then the process is a bit longer, because then he's going to reach out to you and say, hey, there's information here I think that's missing. Can you please provide? And then they go back and forth. And then at some point, it's either resolved, or if it cannot be resolved, then he's going to recommend that an investigation be conducted. So in the case of the Prime Minister, and we all know the story, there is a case pending in the Court of Appeal. And this affidavit came out as a result of the lawsuit filed by the prime minister. And this one is in the Supreme Court, but there's a case pending right now. Now, what is an affidavit? An affidavit is a sworn statement, essentially. And it's saying that what I'm telling you is true. End of story. It's saying what I'm telling you, believe me, it's true. And it's coming from someone who should be believed. Whether you believe, you may say just based on the position and his affiliation, is to be believed. So Mr. Craig Beresford did an affidavit, and he said, everything I'm telling you, believe me. And here in paragraph 2, what does he say? He said, the facts and matters deposed in this affidavit, meaning everything I'm telling you that you see in this affidavit, are connected to the affidavit or attached to the affidavit. Everything is true to the best of my knowledge, information, and belief. To the best of what I know, to the best of information I have, and to the best of what I believe to be true. So that's the first thing. Then he goes down to say here, he said that as part of my statutory duties, as part of my duties to look at these certifications, I may request information from the person who submitted the information, the statutory declaration, or I may do it through third parties. Why? To determine the accuracy of the statutory declaration. And here he's saying, as far as the prime minister is concerned, he said, I have acted impartially, meaning I have no bias. I wasn't doing anybody any favors. I've acted impartially, fairly, independently, and faithfully. Strong words, in accordance with the statutory powers and obligations I have as the Director of Information and Complaints under the Act with respect to Mr. Holness's statutory declaration. So he's saying, believe me, everything I'm saying here is true, and I have acted within the scope and the authority and the power of the law with respect to Mr. Holness's statutory declaration. That's what he said. Now, what did he do? In addition to doing this affidavit, he had attachments to prove his point. He said, everything I'm going to talk about, Mr. Holness, you find it right here. I'm attaching all of these documents. Go read for yourself. That's what he's saying. Hold on a second. So now let's go to page 10, because there was a report done. He mentioned it. He said there was a report done concerning the Prime Minister's statutory declarations. And there were some things that we found out that we did not know beforehand. And so we're going to tell you about them. But before we do that, let me show you. There's a page I want to show you. Okay, here we go. On page 35 of the Integrity Commission's report, they said we're looking at. You can see that, Kevin?
Yes, man.
If I go one, how about that? Can you see that?
In its entirety, yes.
Okay. The first highlighted area, you see what it says? They said, here are some confirmed and unconfirmed associations of Mr. Holness. So they're talking about his friends and compadre, right? It's come below. First person mentioned is his sister. And then the second person is Ian Moore. Somebody that we'll talk about maybe next week or the week after. Look at the third name, the highlighted. It says Paul East, business associate Canadian. That's a company we're going to get to.
Mhm.
And it says Paul East is also associated with Carousel, a company, along with George Neal. Mr. East. Mr. East. Mr. East, take a look at that line. You see what the Integrity Commission is looking at? Not Rattigan, the Integrity Commission. You see what you're looking at? They could have said Paul East, Business Associate Canadian, and that's it. But they went on to mention Carousel along with George Neal. Mr. East, I hope you're sitting down. So they were also looking at Donovan Williams right here, and they have a whole bunch of things to say about Mr. Williams. Then they talk about Patrick Bailey. They talk about person A who's involved with the drill. That person A is the person who is the beneficial owner of Meditech, that nobody knows who this person is. And they said, we want to know who this person is. I remember this was before the drill incident came to light. Then, all right, so let's go back up. So we see where they're looking at a whole bunch of people. And we'll show you where they actually say that. So we come to this. And I did mention this, people. Here we go. The title is Personal Loans and Advances. And they're talking about the Prime Minister now, right? Let me highlight this. As always in green. Personal loan and advances. And they're talking about personal loans made by the Prime Minister. Not loans he received, but loans that he made. And as we go down, what do we see? Right here. A personal loan was made to Paul East. In 2010, in the amount of $2,382,141.82 Jamaican. And the Prime Minister said, I got $13,500 from my JMMB investments, and I got $1.3 million from SSL. All right. And he said that Mr. East paid me, he repaid me in 2011. He borrowed the money in 2010 and he repaid me in 2011. Now, I said that coming from this report that came from the Integrity Commission. I did not know this. This report enlightened me. So, Mr. East, I hope you're paying attention. That's point number one. Because you said, I said you borrow money from the Prime Minister. In the event you didn't know where it came from the Integrity Commission's report. Here it is right here. That's point number one. Let's go down some more. All right. Point number two. You mentioned something about Canadian. See this? And I'll read it from the top. Mr. Holness explained, this is the Prime Minister telling the Integrity Commission now about your relationship with him. This is not me saying it. Right? And by the way, the loan, it was the Prime Minister who told the Integrity Commission that he loaned you money. It wasn't me. Here's something as the Prime Minister told the Integrity Commission. It says that Mr. Holness explained in his financial journal that the company, Canadian Limited, was registered to facilitate the acquisition of the boat. Kevin, you have a picture of the boat? I think you have two pictures.
We still have a picture of the boat, you know.
Show the two boats and show the small one first, now, please. Let me finish it and then we can show the boat. And it says, when the opportunity arose in 2008 to acquire the boat, the agreed sale price was, in 2008, $220,000 US and was to be borne equally by the three shareholders. So they might buy a boat. Three people are buy a boat. The Prime Minister is telling Integrity Commission. And he said, here are the names of the three people. Andrew Holness, Ian Moore, and lo and behold, Paul East of the company. See that? Hold on. People maybe want to not see it good enough. Let me just big it up yourself. Hold on. See it right outside now. Hold on. Look right there up the top. You say by three share Andrew Holness, Ian Moore, and
And
same name as a person to whom the Prime Minister granted a loan. So we don't know if it's two parties, two different parties. We don't know. But we do know that a party was given a loan and he repaid. And we know that a Paul East purchased a boat with the Prime Minister. Kevin, I see you smiling. Go ahead.
the Paul you're referring to, his name was Saul.
That was on his way to Damascus. It changed, right?
As he head east.
Kevin, you take serious thing I make sure. So you call him Saul East, and then you said that and change him name to Bar. All right.
He was west before.
Okay. You have the boats, Kevin.
Yeah.
For those of you just joining us, I received a letter instructing me to do certain things, including pulling down a video in which I had mentioned certain things about a gentleman by the name of Paul East. And I was instructed to remove the video, apologize, and also contact the law office to discuss a substantial amount of money. So remember now, one, the Prime Minister loaned a person that he identified by name as Paul East. Loaned him 2 million plus Jamaican dollars. The money was repaid. Then the Prime Minister told the Integrity Commission that he purchased a boat with two people, one of them being a Paul East. And here we go. That's a nice looking fishing boat. What do you guys think?
I, however, doubt that was the boat
Well,
they purchased.
you don't think so?
I do not believe so.
All right. Remove it. Kevin said not believe on a boat the man buy. I don't know why Kevin would say that. Unless Kevin know that it's this boat the man buy.
Ah,
It's similar to this.
let us sail away.
Same make, same model, same year. Here we go.
Well, how do you know that to be true, Mr. Rattigan? Same model, same year?
It's same, yeah, because the Integrity Commission,
Oh,
they mentioned it, sir.
oh, okay. I was
And
just wondering how you knew.
yeah, and let's run through some of the pictures of this boat. Nice looking boat. Nice looking boat. There you go. Yeah. Oh, what was
It
that?
comes with its own bathing suit and pliers.
Oh, wow. This is
I don't
below
know where the
deck.
person that
No?
wore that bathing suit is, but
Can sleep right. Oh, bathroom on this boat. Oh, kitchen. Sleeping quarters. Nice engine. Look like some of the
clean.
engine. Look at the engine on my bus. That's what it looked like. But that's the boat, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So he bought a nice boat with this gentleman.
Yes, yes.
Let me find out the document. Here we go. So there it is. Purchased the boat And by the way, the Prime Minister said right here, he said, Mr. Holness said he paid $40,000 from his Olint account to Mr. Moore. No additional amount was paid over as Olint collapsed shortly thereafter. Well, we're going to show you that maybe he didn't collect any more money from Olint, but he did pay $80,000 into the company for the boat because the company was formed only to purchase that boat. All right, let's continue. So our Prime Minister buy a nice boat with this gentleman, Mr. Paul East and Ian Moore. All right. Here's the company, Canadian. All right, hold on. This thing I keep. All right, there it is. And it says, you see that, Kevin?
You could go up one more.
One more.
There you go. And then center that.
It said, Canadian. This company was incorporated not in Jamaica. Remember now, Ian Moore is a Jamaican.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least, I'm not sure if he's dual citizen, if he has dual citizenship. Paul Moore, the Paul Moore I'm thinking, I mean, Paul East I'm thinking of. Yeah, the Paul East I'm thinking of. I believe he has dual citizenship. He's an American citizen and he's also a Jamaican citizen. I believe.
Okay.
But they didn't do the boat. They didn't register the boat in Jamaica or the US. They registered it in the British Virgin Islands during the same year they purchased it. And here it is again. Mr. Holness declared that he was one of the three shareholders with equal shareholdings. The other two shareholders were Paul East. There it is, Paul East. Paul East.
What's his name?
So, let's go to the next point that there is in their thing. Here it is. And again, people, family members, let me explain to you that what we're reading from is from a report produced by the Integrity Commission. All of this information is coming straight out of, well, I don't even have to tell you. There it is. It's right here. Canadian Investments Limited, according to Mr. Holness, and remember now, people, this is the Prime Minister telling them this. So I don't know how I get involved in any potential lawsuit saying I said these things. The Prime Minister himself told the Integrity Commission that the company was formed to simplify the process of acquiring and registering a 2003 36-foot leisure boat in the British Virgin Islands. And that the investment, listen to this. Remember a while ago, Kevin, they said they paid 40,000 from Olint and he didn't, the indication is that he didn't pay any more. And I was saying, well, he didn't pay any more maybe from Olint, from his Olint account. Here's what happened right here. In case people are wondering what happened to the other 40,000, it says, look at the second line where it says, Open Sport Express Leisure Boat in BVI, and that his investment, the Prime Minister's investment in this company was equal to $80,000. Where it is, which was 1/3 of the total cost of the leisure vessel. So, Prime Minister purchased the boat with two other people. His investment was $80,000. He told them on one occasion that on a separate part of the document that, hey, I paid 40,000 and then Olint went bankrupt or went under. And so if you read that, you would think, okay, so he didn't pay 80, he only paid 40. Well, here it is right now where he told them, the Prime Minister told them himself that he paid 80. And that one of his partners in this venture was a gentleman by the name of Paul East. Now let's go down some more. Now, the Integrity Commission is now looking at Canadian, this company right here, Canadian Investments Limited. They're looking at it. Now, right here, they said it was stated that the Prime Minister's accountant told them that the following, that the company has not traded since it was incorporated in the British Virgin Islands on April 21st, 2008, that the company doesn't have a bank account, that the company has no records of any commercial activities except the boat, that it maintained reasonable financial records, and that the company owned only one item, the boat. Now look at what the Integrity Commission said. Look here. They said the declarant, the Prime Minister, failed to provide financial statements for the periods 2010, 2011, and 2012 requested by the then chairman of the Legacy Integrity Commission, Justice Paul Harrison. And then it goes on to say right down here, it is unclear, second highlighted area, it is unclear whether assets were held by this company locally or overseas, for which Mr. Holness would be the beneficial owner. They're having problems with the company, Canadian, the company that he formed with Ian Moore and Paul East. They're saying, you know, he's not giving us the records that we need. So that's one. Let's go down some more, Kevin. I think we have some more now. Hold on, let me go back up here and say something.
It's loaded.
I was looking at the Prime Minister's and his taxes. He said he has as many as 8. Started out with 3. All right, anyway. So now I showed you this, that they were looking at a whole bunch of people. They're looking at a whole bunch of people. And one of them was Paul East. And they're looking at, they said Paul East was associated with Carousel along with George Neal. And they were looking at the Prime Minister's sister. They were looking at the Prime Minister's business partner, Mr. Donovan Williams, and Mr. A. They're looking for Mr. A. They're looking at Mr. Patrick Bailey. I just saw something about the Prime Minister. Okay, I'll skip that. All right. Now, folks, look at this. You have to pay attention to, you see the whole page green up. You have to pay attention to this. Now, this says, based on the following, what following? All of this stuff beforehand, right? All of this. Patrick Bailey right there. And you're talking about St. Lucia and monies and all of that. They said, now, based on the following, it is necessary, based on the following is going down. Everything. But when they say based on the following, they're looking at what they've said before. Trust me. And they're going forward because they want to know if the Prime Minister is a crook. That's what it came down to. Is he a lawbreaker? They want to find. So they said, based on the following, it is necessary to identify the shareholders of the company, Richwell Investments Limited. I never hear about that company until this report came out. Then they said, and to determine whether there are any ancillary contracts between the previous owners. Let me see if I can put this up somewhere. If I do it one, Kevin, if I do it, that's good enough, right?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
All right. Between the previous owners and natural owners of 6 Saxthorpe Avenue and Saxthorpe Holdings Limited, if they are not one and the same. I never heard about Saxthorpe until I read this report. That's the first time it came to my attention. Now look at the paragraph 1. Because they're saying that I am alleging that the Prime Minister is a close friend of Mr. Paul East. Look at paragraph 1. Look at what it says. It says, a close associate of Andrew Holness, Mr. Paul East, is affiliated with 2 companies which were awarded contracts in excess of $190 million in a period of 5 months. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what they, and that's exactly what I said. That's exactly what they said. I said they, meaning Mr. East's attorneys.
Attorneys.
It's right there. It came straight out of this. A close associate of Andrew Holness, Mr. Paul East, and for them to say that, I guess they're connecting the dots and say, if you lend him money, if you buy boat with him, then you must be a close associate. I guess that's what they're saying. But it's right here. A close associate of Andrew Holness, Mr. Paul East, unless it's a different Paul East, this Kevin. Unless it's a different Paul East. What are the chances that the Prime Minister is going to have friends, more than one, with the name Paul East?
It's possible. It's possible. I went to high school with two other individuals with my name, and then
Yes,
went to community college and met another one who
yes,
lived in the same community that I lived in Huron Lynn. So
that's
it's
you.
possible. It's
That's you.
possible.
That's you. But it would be very, very. It's too much. So let me ask you something, Kevin. So if this Paul East, the one who received the contracts, is a close associate of the Andrew Holness, what would you say about the other two Paul East, the one that he loaned money to and the one that he purchased the boat with?
Those are other associates.
Oh, I see, my brother. I
Yes.
see.
Yes.
All right. Well, guess what? The Integrity Commission did not make that distinction. So it would be safe to say that they're saying that all of these police, they're the same person. Because otherwise they should have said this police is different from that police. They did not make the distinction. So as a reader, you have to just go along with what they're telling you. So it says you're a close associate of Mr. Paul, a close associate of Andrew Holness, Mr. Paulis, is affiliated with two companies which were awarded contracts in excess of $190 million. And that's exactly what I said. It's right there it's right in the report. And it says the payment of US $300,000 for transfer of property and the ambiguity surrounding the natural owners of Saxthorpe Holdings. So the Integrity Commission is saying, what's going on with this transfer and who's Saxthorpe? What's the connection between Saxthorpe and the Prime Minister? But it gets better. Gets better. Gets better. Here we are right here. Now, NF Barnes Construction and Equipment Company. I never heard about this company until I read this thing. Never knew about this company until I read this thing. And it says that contract valuing $84.8 million Jamaican dollars was awarded to this company, Barnes Construction, on October 31st, 2019. To do what? For renovation of existing building, for transformation project office, blah, blah, quarterly contracts. There it is. And the site location was 8 Saxthorpe Avenue. So that's why they're trying to figure out, well, what's going on with Saxthorpe? Look at the next sentence, the very last sentence in that paragraph. It says, Paul East was added as a director of NF Barnes Construction and Equipment. When? July 19, 2019. When did they get the contract? October 31st, 2019. So they got the contract after he was put on the board. He was put on the board in July. See it, I saw. With a pen that Kevin like this, right? All right. Let's make people understand where we are there. All right. Here it is right here, right? Mr. Paulis became a director. Is it showing, Kevin? No.
October.
There it is. See the red? That was when Mr. Paul East was put on the board of Barnes.
No. Wasn't that when?
No,
oh yeah, that was when he was put on the board. Yeah.
Yeah, he was put on the board then. And then look at this. Let's see. Look at this. And then the contract was given. Oh man.
What's going on here?
All right, see it right here. So folks, you see, I just want to make it abundantly clear. So please bear with me if I'm going over this, because I want to reinforce this in Mr. East. I want to reinforce this in Mr. East and his attorneys when them sue me, that the Integrity Commission said that based on documents they have, documents provided to a large degree to them by Prime Minister Holness, that Mr. East went on this company, the board, in July of 2019, and then 3 months later, little over 3 months later, they got a contract for $84 million, 84.8 million. It doesn't stop there. Let me get rid of this. Look at the, hold on. What's going on here?
You're going to erase those?
All right, look, next paragraph. It says, NF Barnes Construction and Equipment Company Limited were awarded, same company that he's on the board, that Mr. East is on the board, was awarded a contract valued at 7.1 million for repairs at 76 Marcus Garvey Drive, Garmex Free Zone. Now, listen to this carefully, people. The contract was awarded by Factories Corporation of Jamaica. Look at the next sentence. Mr. East, I want you to look at the next sentence. Look at the next sentence. Paul East is a board member of Factories Corporation of Jamaica. So Paul East is a board member on Barnes Construction, and Paul East is a board member of Factories Corporation. Now, Factories is giving Barnes a contract to do some work, and Mr. Barnes is sitting on both boards.
Mr. East.
Mr. East is sitting on both boards. The information is right here, people. It's right here. And it says, read this. Come on. Well, on, Kevin.
Okay.
This thing will give me a problem.
Where are you scrolling to?
Right. Hold on. Right there. I didn't have the pen. Pen won't go in, no, Papa.
Oh, just click on it again.
Let me click on it already, and I'll go away.
It's all right. Let me do
See
it.
right there, sir? You see it?
Yeah. So the pen itself is now a
No, the pen will work. Anyway, all right. Since the pen will work, let me show you something. Right there, where you see the reds. Read from there. It says another contract. Another, meaning different from the one we just talked about. Another contract of 221.3 million was awarded to the company, same company, Barnes, subsequent to Mr. Paul East assuming directorship. You know, subsequent means after, prior means before. So these contracts we're talking about, the two contracts we're talking about, they were provided to Barnes after Mr. East got on the board. And it says it was awarded to the company subsequent to Mr. Paul East assuming directorship. The public body was stated as National Housing Trust on the form. All right. And it says Barnes Construction and Equipment was stated as one of 26 companies that benefited from the National Housing Trust program offered to developers of residential properties during the period, blah, 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 blah. Look right here now. Well, look at this. It says right here. Right here. It says a letter dated January 15, 2021, requesting, that letter is coming from the Integrity Commission, requesting copies of application for registration and re-registration as a public sector contractor, along with all supporting documents for Barnes Construction and Equipment Limited, was sent to the Public Procurement Commission. Right? I don't know who sent that letter, correction, but it says a letter dated January 15th was sent to the Public Procurement Commission. And look at what happened. The Integrity Commission was informed in letters dated January 28, 2021 and February 5, 2021 that the most current file containing documents after July 31st, 2018 could not be located. What could I go so? They said, we want to see the documents. And them said, oh, well, guess what? Some documents we just don't have the documents. Can't find them documents. Over at the Public Procurement Commission. Now, a review of the file provided by the Public Procurement Commission revealed that one of the professional engineers employed to Barnes is also a shareholder of PEKH Developments Limited, along with who? See me again. Paul East. Him all over the show. So him in this company, him in a bonds, him in the one up with the other one named Kevin, him in a bonds,
Nevis,
him in a factories corporation, him
I
in
mean, a
a
Nevis,
Palladium.
I mean, a Palladium.
Yeah, and then we'll get to a big one with him in a, and see him right here with PEKH, and it says he's there, he's a shareholder in that company. And it says it is unclear whether any of the government of Jamaica projects undertaken by Barnes was subcontracted to this company. Them don't know. Them say a more comprehensive review will be conducted when the current file is located by the PPC. So you're saying when we get the file, we'll know whether this other company, PEKH, whether the Barnes and all of these other companies, we're going to find out more about the contract situation. We don't have the full information yet because we're still waiting for the file to be provided to us. So that's must be a different Paul East. Now this is the one, people. Look at this one here. Nevis, I've been told that it's a furniture company. It says
Office furniture.
office furniture
Enterprise.
company. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
See that, people? Nevis Supplies Limited, owned by the East family. Managing director is who? Senior Paul East. Must be a different Paul East. And look at the next sentence. Government contracts totaling 777.7 million Jamaican dollars were awarded to this company during the period June 2006 to March 2020, which means that contracts were issued to this company during the period or at a time when Mr. Holness took the reign of power. Because if you remember, Mr. Holness became prime minister in 2016. And they're saying they got contracts up to March 2020. So they got contracts on the prime minister. That's a fact. They got contracts while this prime minister was prime minister. So I don't know what Mr. East and his attorneys are thinking, but all I can tell him is that truth is a complete defense. Now, if you want to know the truth, what they should do is just don't sue me, sue the Integrity Commission, because guess what? I want this information too. And I want you, my family and friends, the general public, I want you to see the information to see how Mr. Prime Minister is connected to Mr. East. We want to see what the connection is. So let them bring the lawsuit on, because lawsuit will also bring discovery. And we want to discover what they have there, because they won't give it to me. I asked the Integrity Commission for a whole bunch of things, and they don't even acknowledge me. I think one time they acknowledged me. I'd filed a complaint about my favorite minister, Kamina Johnson Smith. And they said, yes, we're going to look into your complaint and we'll get back to you. And they haven't gotten back to me. And since then, I filed things with them and I haven't heard from them. So this is a chance for me now to get the information from them, because they won't give it to me under ATI. So maybe they'll give it to me under discovery. So, and Mr. East, just keep in mind that you might not like what they come up with. You might not like the stuff that they come up with. We are looking into stuff that you're involved with right now. Let me just be honest with you, Mr. East. We are. So, and we have uncovered some serious things, but we're not going to say anything until we can verify. And once we verify it, we're going to go public with it. Once we verify, we're hearing things, but hearsay doesn't count. And I wouldn't want to taint you, or anybody say, oh, you taint the man and you haven't provided your evidence. No, I don't go by hearsay. So what people are telling me right now, I'm trying to find out for sure with documentary evidence, or people who will come and say, I was there with Mr. Paul East. And so far, we haven't gotten that. But rest assured, whenever we do, and if we do, it will become public. All right. Let me see, Kevin, what else we have here?
You know, as
Oh, wait, look at this. See, look at this one right here. Look at this one right here, Kevin. Breaches, they're saying the prime minister breach, and they're saying he didn't provide. They say he didn't provide information for Canadian. What going on?
I think you're going to go again. You know, let me try it. Let me try it
Yeah.
on my side.
Look at one. Canadian, it's not highlighting it, right?
No.
All right, that's fine. But people, number one, you see where it says right there? Failure to provide financial statements for Canadian investments. That's the company that the Prime Minister formed with two people, one of them being Mr. Paul East. And then they go on to say, Mr. Prime Minister, we want evidence showing that you're no longer a director, shareholder, or beneficial owner of the same company. Now, you know, the Prime Minister must have a shaking and boots now, because when Mr. East filed a lawsuit, guess what information are going to come out about? What the Prime Minister? So you know the Prime Minister will call Mr. East and tell him, said, no, don't do it. Because if you do it, where we are right now, we just have a summary. And if you do it, then go and get the actual documents now and then go and go. But I'll leave that to Mr. East and his lawyers. And let me see what else is here. They must have something else. Yes, okay, Kevin. We couldn't come this far now and end
Well,
it. Here we go.
as just as I was about to say, there's a little bit more down at the end.
All right, here it is. No, remember we're talking about the Integrity Commission looking at people, looking, whatever looking means, right? Look at the conclusion. It says, put this up. An investigation at the top of the screen, an investigation. This is more than just looking. An investigation is necessary to ascertain Prime Minister Holness's sources of funds invested in assets to grow his net worth exponentially during the period 1998 to 2019. There are questions to be answered regarding the Prime Minister's interest in assets held by family members and close associates. Now, you remember I showed you the thing where they said Paul East is a close associate of the Prime Minister? They're looking to see, all right. So they're looking for answers regarding the Prime Minister's interest in assets held by these people. And it says, and to ascertain his net worth as of December 31st, 2019. Now look at the recommendation. It is recommended that the investigation includes the following. And you see, I have examination of information pending from, and I put right here, Canadian Investments. That's the same company, the boat. And Saxthorpe, they don't know what Saxthorpe is, but they suspect that there's something going on with Saxthorpe, because if you remember, there's a Saxthorpe in St. Lucia that's connected somehow to these folks, I think to the Prime Minister. I'm not sure, but it's mentioned in the report. And there's an address, Saxthorpe, 8 Saxthorpe Avenue, or whatever it is, where work was done. So they're looking to see if there's a connection between them. And here it is, commercial banks, another financial institution. And then there is Canadian again, the Prime Minister's company that he has a 1/3 interest in. And let me see. All right. And here it is. It says, you're looking at funds invested in SSL, etc. And look at the highlighted area. It said that they have to ascertain, they have to find out whether Mr. Holness or his spouse, Juliet Holness, has invested directly or indirectly in business ventures undertaken by individuals named in this report. One of the people named in this report, Paul East. Here's another one. Ascertain, find out, discover whether there were transfers between accounts held by Mr. Holness, his wife, his children, their companies, businesses, and companies or individuals named in this report. And Mr. Paul East is one individual named in this report.
Indeed.
So I think we finish up with him, Kevin. No.
You know what this reminds me of? As we look at the lawsuit and, well, sorry, the threat of, and we look at this integrity commission affidavit, that African phrase, that African proverb, that the truth will set you free. But
But
first,
it will make you miserable. The
but
truth
first,
will set you free, but first it will make you miserable. So now I'm saying
that's why you get
again,
the letter, people miserable.
yeah, I'm saying again that Mr. Paul East, I've received the letter from your attorney. You gave me 48 hours to contact your office and the lawyer's office and to do the following things. I can tell you as I sit here, sir, I will not.
Wait,
So
when did you get the letter?
the letter was 4 days ago.
48 hours, sir.
Yes. Yes. So if you want to go ahead and seek judicial intervention, in other words, technical court, sue me, please do so, because I want to find out more about this Paul East, because he's all over the show here. He's mentioned several times. His companies are mentioned, are one Nev East and the companies where he sits on the board. They're mentioned in this report, and I did not provide information to the Integrity Commission. This came to them from the Prime Minister himself and through third parties. From the Prime Minister and through the third parties. And so we are just waiting for that lawsuit. The producers are sitting manning the email to see if they're going to file this lawsuit, because as I said, it is something that I welcome. And I'm no stranger to lawsuits. So they can file it and then we'll go from there. But I'm telling them, I'm giving them adequate notice though. When you lick Rattigan, be prepared to get licked back. So when you file that lawsuit, just prepare it for me send you a complaint. Just prepare for that. So you'll get a complaint. First, I'm going to challenge jurisdiction. That's the first thing. And then after we challenge jurisdiction, then guess what we're going to do? We're going to file motion to dismiss. And then if we not win this, then what we're going to do, we're going to go through discovery, and now we'll get the stuff. And then guess what? I am going to dig as deep as I can on you, Mr. East, as deep as I can. And I'm going to try and find out everything that I can know about you. Within my power, I'm going to find out everything I can find out about you. Argument done.